Welcome back, everybody. Today we have sophomore forward now, Jace Howard. Welcome to the podcast, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me. Like I told you earlier, I'm a big fan of the podcast. Heard a lot of great things about you from Sandman and stuff like that. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. No, it's glad to see that this us Michigan basketball players doing our thing after college. It's great to see, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you coming on and trying to get more former or current players. Had Hunter last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's just cool to do this podcast and be more connected to Michigan basketball. Because I remember when I left, I was completely disconnected for years. So this is fantastic. I really appreciate you coming on. It's fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hopefully I could be a bridge to the connection.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. I appreciate that. What's gotcha. Sandman saying?
Sandman, he's saying you're a character, man. He said you're a good dude, character. It was during the season last year. I think it was when we were lifting before the game. He was telling us a story on I just remember him comparing Hunter to you. And he was saying you guys are very, very similar. He said you, Hunter, and Mitch had very similar personalities and how you guys tell jokes and stuff like that. So that's all I was able to get because we weren't able to see you guys last year.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's Sandman. He's a goofball for sure too. So yeah,
he is. I love him since the day he got there. But yeah, that adds up. How's that been with the off-season workouts with Sandman? It looks like you were no string bean coming in, but it looks like you've gotten a little bit of change.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was the one lifting before and after games last year, so yeah, I definitely gained. I was very lean coming in. I was 207 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm up to 225. So.
Yeah, that's a lot.
No, it's definitely been a big change in how I've been just working out because I haven't in high school. You don't lift as much, and
right.
Just being in there every day pretty much and grinding throughout last summer to the whole season because I didn't play that much last year. So I was lifting in the weight room more because they didn't have to save my legs for anything. So yeah, it's been great. Sam and I, we have a great relationship now. He's one of the people I'm closer within the organization. And yeah, the results have been great. I'm very happy with everything. Definitely got the bounce up too.
I was going to say, we're going to see you dunking on anybody?
Yeah, no. I might catch somebody. You never know. I'm a sneaky, people don't really think I'm that bouncy because I'm more like a big body, but I definitely, I'm starting to get up there for sure.
No, I feel that. I respect that. I was the same way, but let it happen. It'll happen.
That's what I'm saying. Just all it takes is one lane to be to just part like the Red Sea, and then somebody's getting dunked on for sure.
Exactly. So how's it feel now? You got summer workouts being a sophomore. We're coming up into fall workouts, coming into official practice. Have you felt a change within you? You have felt it physically, but mentally.
Yeah, the game has slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
I remember noticing that it did, and I remember my dad telling me that he's seen a difference in my game. I remember it was right before the Iowa game. So it's I think that was late February. It was an adjustment in the fall because we didn't play that much in the summer. In the summer we didn't play at all actually because of COVID. They were super strict about how many people could be in the gym and stuff like that. So they were worried about how many people could be in the gym and stuff like that. And at one point we only were able to have one per basket. So throughout those practices, I was on scout team. My confidence grew a lot. From the time that I got there to now, I was able to be guys like Aaron Henry and EJ Liddell and who else? That was pretty. It'll come to me later, but those get those guys and be able to me and CJ killing it and Jaron, it was it definitely helped my confidence a lot. And now going into the sophomore year, I know my game more than I ever have.
Nice.
And it's definitely it's good to see the development and see that the work is paying off for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'll never forget when I was in high school. was on scout team. We were playing Eric Gordon in high school, and I was Eric Gordon that day, and I got to shoot every shot. I think I hit like 8 straight threes, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This could really get your confidence up.
No, for sure. It definitely does. It definitely does. That's crazy because Eric Gordon is not like he's really a really good player. I never watched that much Michigan basketball while you were there because I was still pretty young.
Yeah.
But I remember checking out those games. You definitely had that the sniper rifle on you for sure out there.
It was hot and cold. It was hot and cold a little bit, but it could get going every once in a while.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that. Usually I still got to get my setup. This is from College Game Day, but like I have to put up my jersey just to remind people like, yeah, that I did play there. That was real. So I appreciate you recognizing that.
Gosh, you got to let them know for sure. Don't let anybody forget.
Exactly. So now that you're getting into a comfort zone with yourself, with the team, with your dad being coach and getting all that under your belt, like this year, it almost seems pretty similar to last year in terms of like grouping a bunch of guys together that don't have too much experience and just kind of starting from scratch almost. And like you guys did that before. Like, does it feel comfortable or is it a little different compared to last year?
I'd probably say it's different in a better way. Last year we weren't as connected at this time. Last year we were the most connected group that I've ever been with, and that was not being able to be with each other in the summer as much and not practicing with each other in the summer as much as we did. But now I think it's I remember Kobe Buffkin, one of the freshmen, he was saying, man, this team's going to be really good because like we just click and like, and it was like us in the locker room. Like it wasn't even us on the court. Like we're just a really together group. Like we look out for one another. We really like love each other. We appreciate each other and we push each other. So I probably say like comparison to this time last year and with our team and our team this year, we're definitely ahead. We still have a lot of work to do in terms of that, but I'd say we're definitely ahead of what we were last year. So we should put it to the test this fall and hit even bigger strides than we did last year.
Is there something that you could point to, maybe guys stepping up leadership wise or like examples of why it's different or the young guys buying in early? Like what do you see as like the biggest differences?
I'd probably say the sophomore class, like me, Hunt, Zeb, and T. Will. Because if you really think about it, there's only a couple guys older than us now.
Yeah.
It's Eli, Brandon, Adrian, Jaron, and Brandon Wade. Like there's not that many.
Yeah.
It's so we've had to like use our voices and like coming from it's just like a 4-month difference of coming from a team where you're the youngest on the team. I was the second youngest on the team last year to now having to coach these new freshmen and tell them like about the drills and use your voice more, organize open gyms and stuff like that. So it's I'd probably say our class for sure. It's we've accepted the challenge. My dad, he challenged us before the season ended after we had our exit meetings that we're all going to need to be leaders because we have not only young guys, but we also have a new guy coming in as well. So it's like 8 new guys total. And so we definitely accepted the challenge and we're not. It's not done yet, but we're doing so far so good with our communication.
Yeah, definitely, especially with your class and the class below you. Like to get that camaraderie going, where they can hear you talking loud and being confident when you guys get to be seniors and juniors. Like that makes a world of difference. Instead of like just 1 or 2 seniors screaming at everybody and nobody else talking or taking ownership. And I think that's huge. I mean, do you find yourself talking more in practice, like more comfortable?
Yeah, I'd probably say I am definitely more comfortable now. It's not just like, I remember Coach Phil always talks about not just saying stuff. He wants you to like say the right things and knowing what we're supposed to do now. So like, I've definitely found myself being more vocal and not just being a loud person, but teaching the right things and making sure that what I'm saying is right, because it's the worst feeling if you tell somebody what to do and it's the wrong thing. Like, you feel bad for the freshman. But yeah, no, it's definitely about saying the right things and just being the best leader you can for these new guys. So it's definitely been a great opportunity for sure.
Yeah. What have you been working on specifically, like basketball wise? Like, where do you see yourself developing? Because I read something where you said you developed so much from this past year, being able to be on scout team and just play and find your game and confidence. Like, where do you see that coming into next year and contributing to the team?
Well, in terms of contributing to the team, I think defense is my best opportunity to help get the team, like in open runs. I've been picking, like, because in AAU high school, so I was always that guy that they put on the best player. So just wanting to be able to guard 1 through 4 consistently. Yeah. So I've been guarding like Eli, DJ, and all those guys in practice, like picking up full court and stuff like that. So I feel like that, being a glue guy, a hustle guy for us, scoring, hitting open shots and stuff like that. But in terms of what I worked on most this summer was probably shooting, because I didn't realize how much we shoot in practice in college. Like, you shoot a lot more than you did in high school. And we have all of our shooting drills, you pretty much competing against the whole team. So when I'll be like in the middle, or sometimes even like that bottom third, like that would piss me off so much, to where the point where like now that the whole off season, even though we had great shooters on our team, like, it still made me want to get better, because I, like, it's the competitor in you. You don't like to lose, and like, you want to at least be on the top. I didn't care even if I was a freshman, or it was just that what you wanted, like. So I worked with this shooting coach that I know down from Miami. I've worked with him pretty much almost my whole career. Miami Heat shooting coach Rob Fodor. Shout out to him. So it's been a lot. It's been something I emphasized in my game for sure. Yeah.
We had the 50 and 5. I don't know if you ever did the 50 and 5 that Beeline had, that he made it infamous there. What's your guys' shooting drill, like team stuff, comparing everyone?
Our most popular one would definitely be 3-minute threes. I heard about that one with Coach B, but we never did it. But 3-minute threes, I think my dad took it from the Heat. It's pretty much you're shooting threes for 3 minutes straight, but you're moving. Like, you shoot and then like take 2 like steps towards the right, or like you're pretty much jumping into your shot. And I was scoring about like the high 20s, low 30s. And it was like Mike shooting like 50 and Isaiah hitting like 45 and stuff like that. Dang. And it wasn't like a bad score, but it's like you only missed like 8 shots if the whole 3 minutes if you scored in the 45. So like it made you want to get better. It was definitely something that I wanted to work on. So yeah, just making sure I'm getting up like at least 500 shots a day, or whenever I come in, and getting like even if it's free throws and stuff like that, just making sure I'm perfecting the form, remembering the mechanics and stuff like that. So that's been, well, yeah. Dude, but 3-minute threes, to answer your questions.
Yeah, 50 and 5, like it got to like 2 minutes and I was like, is this over yet? I'm tired. Like I hit about, you could hit like 25, 30 threes in like 2 minutes. Like, I'm feeling good. And then you just get tired and bored. And I'm like, I shot well enough. I'm done with this stuff. I feel like 3 minutes would have been my good sweet spot. So I appreciate that he does that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I definitely feel you on that. I remember Eli was saying that Duncan was a specialist in that drill. So
man, him and Nick Stauskas, they got like in the 70s. It was insane.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. That level of concentration, I don't understand. But you're looking to contribute more this year. Last year you are like, see if I can give you like an honest evaluation. So you come in, you're like a freshman and I'm watching and you're excited on the sideline. And it's always hard to tell whether that kid is genuine or not, or like trying to give himself attention, or just like be a hoorah guy, but not a genuine. But like after a while, you're like, oh, this kid Jace is like he's genuine. He's like excited for everyone. You see it in like the way you tweet and the way you talk about people and just the way you conduct yourself. Like it's extremely genuine. And to me, to be like that energetic and genuine, like even like if I was doing it for myself, is exhausting. Like how did you develop that? Is it supernatural? Is it something you found important early on, or like where does that come from?
Well, first off, I appreciate that. That means a lot. I
Yeah.
try to like, but to answer your question, it was pure excitement because I was a Michigan fan my whole life. I know some players don't like to admit that they're fans of something and stuff
Sure.
like that, but like I really was. So it was just like, and now that I was grinding with these guys and working with them, and I'm good friends with them. Like they're my brothers now, and to see them do well and like it was great, and like it was just pure energy. Like I'm a very energetic guy. At first, when I was younger, I was very quiet, but now I got out of my comfort zone, and like so just seeing my teammates do well, like guys who push me in practice and encourage, because they encourage us just as much as in practice or when we get in the game is just as much as I do or as the bench does. So like it's just like doing my part. And I remember it was the first Maryland game. And there was, as you know, there's a lot of trash talking that first Maryland game.
Yeah.
And we went into the game hearing that their bench won them the game, I think, against Wisconsin before when they went to Wisconsin, and their bench was super rowdy and gave them energy. So I was like, hold on, yeah, no, this is I took it as a challenge. Like Hunter had his challenge, Eli had his personal challenge against Ayala and like those good guys. So my challenge was against the bench. That was my game. It was my job to win, get the bench routed up, and that's where everybody says the bench mob was born. That Maryland game, it was going into it. We heard a lot that they won the game for against Wisconsin, and we were all like, to tell you the truth, we all came to that game with a little extra oomph to us. Hunter, obviously, he wasn't happy about not being recruited by them. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Terrence. They blew us out last year there, and that was the last game of the season. Oh. And Isaiah, I remember him saying that almost was his last game of his career. And because there was no March Madness. And so it was just super, and they were a really good team. So we were really locked in, and everybody had their part. Everybody was going to lock in, do their job on the court. The coaches were going to do their job for coaching. Even the managers, they had the best scouting reports and like made sure all the film was broken down. So I said, bet I'm going to do my part. I'm going to make sure that everybody, we're the loudest bench, and I don't care. Like, it was borderline. I remember Coach Smith almost said he was scared I was going to get a tech because I was really animated that day. Yeah. And that's when I remember the tweets came out after the game, and everybody was saying that the bench mob really helped, and like that's when people started calling us the bench mob, and that the energy that we displayed was really helpful, and our players even said the same thing. So, and I didn't want us to have any downfall after that. Like how we didn't want our team to have any downfall on the court. We wanted to keep that momentum rolling because I think that's when we really saw that we could win the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. Like that game at Maryland, we noticed how good we can be and how much potential we have and what we need to do to get to that point. So I remember Northwestern was the next game, I'm pretty sure. And it was the same thing. They were a ranked team when we played them. They were, I think, I want to say ranked higher. I want to say they were pretty, if not, they were right behind us. And it was a big game for us because everybody thought that the Maryland game was a fluke and stuff like that. So we said, bet, we're going to do it again. So everybody was bringing the energy. Sandman started creeping over to our side on the bench and stuff like that. It was COVID.
He forgets how big he is. He's going to throw an elbow and like give a kid stitches.
I got a story for you at Ohio State. I got a story for you. Oh,
hit me with it.
Oh, man. So this man, so we're after the game. And before the game, my dad, he said something to Sandman like, yo, you better be on our side or something like that, because Sandman went to Ohio State.
Yeah.
So Sandman was extra juiced up for that game. So, you know, everybody knows what happened. We won. It was a great game, best game of the season in my opinion. And we're in the locker room after, and we all started like going crazy, throwing water and stuff like that, because that was our first win there since 2014.
Wow.
This man's so Sandman starts, he just jumps in like a madman into the mosh pit, like our own mosh pit in the locker room. And he starts pushing everybody. And he pushes me. And I think he just took it out, because what my dad said earlier before the game, I think he just took it out on me. And he just like, because it was the angle that I was in, he like shoves me. I go flying into the cooler, into the snack thing, and everybody just starts cracking up laughing. And like, because I had nobody behind me to like, during a mosh pit, you know, like usually there's people behind you to break your like push. Yeah. But I had no, like my angle was out. He went straight to the cooler. Everybody was laughing. Brandon Johns was on the floor crying. Adrian was crying. Everybody, and then like, and my dad was like, yo, you gonna take it out on my son? And it was just like, it was so funny. And it was a great day. We won, but yeah. So pretty much that's where it was born, and we took pride until the end. So and I don't expect any drop-offs this season. Even if I'm not on the bench as much as I was last year, I'm still holding people accountable for sure, because it's our culture. It's our culture from when we were down 30 against Illinois and we were in the game, and our starters are yelling defense.
Yep.
Like our starters were yelling defense, and that meant a lot, not to me, but it showed like just our culture and how great we were, and how much they cared for us. Because when you're down 30 against and it's a primetime game, it's 2 versus 4, I think, at that time, and we're losing. Everybody's super pissed, embarrassed, and you're still getting up, yelling for your players on the bench coming in and the reserves, yelling defense and lock up. Like that was unheard of. So it's part of our culture.
No, it's huge. I mean, leadership can take so many different forms, and like we talk about roles in basketball, and we talk about it in a physical sense of like who's going to do what on the court, but there's roles energy wise, who's bringing energy and when are they going to bring energy, and when that person doesn't bring it, who's the next person up, and are other players going to accept player X's energy when he brings it, or you know. So it's like it's like these things that you really can't, you can kind of talk about it, but they kind of just have to fall into place together. And it seems like you guys had that kind of coming to Jesus moment last year with Maryland, and you kind of now can carry that over into this year and be like, all right, these are where the freshmen will step in, and these where the sophomores will step in, and yada yada, and down the line. And I mean, that's just a great place to start, because you guys will have a different starting point talent wise to mesh together, but like getting that together, I think can speed all of that up. It seems like
1000%. And obviously you being a college player, you know, and to add to your point, Coach B's, like, he recruited great guys.
Yeah.
And he recruited like great personalities. And like, I know it made my dad's transition a lot easier and the staff's transition a lot easier because of the genuine guys that he had left there. Yeah. And it was like, it makes it's not talked about enough how good that culture is, because you could have a great team. And I think we've seen it a lot of time. I'm not going to name any names in college basketball, but we've seen it a lot where these really talented teams aren't doing as well as they're supposed to.
For sure.
And I think we were always shocking everybody, if I'm not wrong, in Michigan. Like, everybody was always super shocked of how we were in the season. Like, we didn't get enough praise as we deserved, but we embraced it, and we always ended up and I think that's because of the great personalities we had on the team. I was learning from everybody, and just when guys like Luke, Austin, CJ, to Isaiah, France, like those guys, when they would, like, you could tell when they're teaching you, it was very genuine and they wanted the best for you. So now I got to give credit to the staff, the new staff. Like, we're doing the same thing. We're bringing in good guys, and it's really it's a big part of our culture. Like, it's, once you do that, it's then the winning and the gelling and the accountability and the leadership, it all becomes easier because of how good the guys that we're bringing in. We're our program. It's nobody else, nothing else. So yes.
No, for sure. And it took time with Beeline, and yeah, he set up to make it a little easier on Juwan compared to what Beeline stepped into. But still, like, even with winning, it still takes time to establish all of that and then keep it going. So it's really cool. It's fun to watch, and hopefully we can continue talking about that. I want to get into some more stuff before I get you out of here. It's been so easy talking to you, so I appreciate it. I want to talk some NIL stuff. And then we'll kind of end with a couple other things. But I talked to Hunter about it. He's a little more reserved personality wise. They did give some interesting feedback on Michigan. But I wanted to ask you about you guys. We talked about the connectivity with the team and you guys having conversations between players. Like, have you guys had talks, or maybe not as a team as a whole, but like individually with teammates about the NIL and how you guys are going to move forward and what that looks like for you in the future, or even in the present as well?
I think the beauty about it all is we haven't talked that much about it. We have guys that are really not locked into that stuff.
Sure.
Like we really like it. It's just an add-on to playing basketball for us. It's like we've obviously had conversations about it, brief ones of like how this is gonna change everything and stuff like that. But it's never been like, I think the only person that we really talked about affecting was Adrian, because his platform is huge.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And the amount of money that others in his platform making TikTok is a lot, and he wasn't able to really use it until now. And we were able to see that he was the amount of money. I don't want to. That's his personal stuff, but the amount of money that he made in just a short amount of time was cool to see, especially for one of your teammates, your brothers. So we had conversations about that, but in terms of everything else, we've been locked in. We're locked in on the team. I know obviously the MDN has been having some stuff, we're trying to get our jerseys out and stuff like that. But the only problem is, because I'm pretty sure Hunter said that Michigan, we can't use the Michigan logo to sell anything. Yeah. And I didn't know that was the case, because I thought that was an NCAA rule, not a Michigan rule, because I know LSU and stuff could do that. And just an example, it's one school. So we were just talked about as a team one time how we could figure out to get our jerseys, because not everybody's lucky as me and Hunter, because they sell both of our jerseys in the store. Hunter because it's Hunter. Me because somebody else wore 25. I just got lucky that so I could get jerseys for my family and stuff like that, and through that. But not everybody can. So we talked about stuff like that. But in terms of NIL, I'm gonna be honest with you, we've been locked in. I think it's gonna pick up in the summer. I mean, not the summer, the fall and the winter, when we start playing, because that's obviously that's when the money really kicks in and all eyes are on us. But like I said, I don't see it really getting in effect, becoming a problem for us, even though that wasn't even the case in the beginning. But I just think it's a great opportunity for us, especially some of our teammates like Hunter, Eli, Adrian, and stuff like that, who have big platforms. And it's just good to see that nobody's gonna be struggling out here, hopefully. So
no, it's something I expected you to say. And also in terms of college fans or cynics in general saying this will be a distraction or whatever, and it's Adrian was already doing TikTok. It's not like Hunter and Eli are making the shirts themselves.
Exactly.
And you guys are locked in. Basketball is number one, and so I'm hoping you can find some deals and some stuff and be able to get some of that money and that piece of that pie. But it seems like you guys are doing it in a responsible way, and it seems like the majority, if not the vast majority, of college athletes would be the same exact way.
Yeah, I think it was a big concern, like you said, when it all happened, and a lot of college sports fans were concerned about how it would affect us. And I ain't gonna lie, I low-key have my concerns as well, not for our team, but just in general. But the benefit far outweighs the risk in all of this. So I think especially we're college kids, like we're here to win. Like we're here to that's how when everybody looks good, winning. So that like if you're winning and stuff like that, I think that the companies and stuff will come to you and you won't really have to chase them. Like just us, I think we got a large amount of our deals because of how successful we were last year. So putting in the recipe to be successful again, knowing what we have to do, having the blueprint, having coaches on our staff who've been to the Final Four back-to-back years, and in a span of a couple of years and have won. That's the formula for all of this. It's just really to lock in and do what we're supposed to do, because I know it's cliche saying, but if you do the right things, everything's gonna fall in place. And it's not always to a certain extent. Obviously last year UCLA, but it definitely was better than worse for sure.
Yeah. No, I won't hold that against you. Last year was one of the weirdest years of sports, let alone college basketball I've ever seen. So that can't be fully held against you guys. But
yeah, no, even that you don't say that, I don't think all of us think that. We still got.
Well, that's good. You won't. You wouldn't. I mean, I'm still I relive all my losses from college and even high school. Yeah. So like, I get it. Like it'll never die. But I'm surprised you guys don't have like a bench shirt. Like, where's that stuff, man?
It's on the way. I think it's on the way. We're working on it. I've tell you the truth, I haven't been focused on it as much, even though I've signed like with Barstool and signed with Lululemon. But those are pretty quick. Those are pretty quick things. So, but yeah, no, I remember I talked to the Players Trunk, Jason, about it. We're gonna see about getting some Bench Mom merch out there too. And it's not just for me. There was like a lot of other guys on that Bench Mom too, so we could see how we all could profit on that and hopefully pick up from where we left off.
Oh, that could be a Maze Rage favorite, even beyond the Maze. That could really.
No doubt for sure. It definitely could be a movement for sure.
Yeah, no, that'll be fun to watch. I would definitely buy that. That's for sure. All right, a couple more questions. You know, it's so easy to talk about like, hey, your dad is Juwan Howard, and like, I was wondering, being a 6'7" kid and the son of an NBA player, like, which is worse, like being asked in public how tall you are, or being asked about being Juwan's son? Because it's got to be both just rampant.
Man, that's a good question. That's a great question, man. Probably it depends on how they ask it, because if somebody
nice guy, you're too nice almost, I think.
I appreciate it, because like if it's like a basketball fan or something and they ask how tall you are or something like that, they usually get that asks some more questions, as you would know. Mm-hmm. So, and then like you have the other side of like when people asking about my dad, there's either like it's a quick conversation, or that just leads into a whole chain of other slippery slope.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I watched your dad when yeah, exactly.
Oh. Man, yeah, no, I was 2 years before he came, but yeah, I probably say my dad, just cause it's a part of, it's my identity. Like it's who I am. I've come to, even though talking to my friend who's Jamal Mashburn's son, Jamal Mashburn Jr. And Bronny and Zaire, like we all had these conversations on how like it's like we hated it at one point, because like that was how we were perceived and that was our identity. We couldn't choose it. But when we learned, well, when I can't speak for them, when I learned to embrace it, it became a lot easier. It was never something that really bothered me, though, to tell you the truth, because it was always my life. I knew nothing but that. So to answer your question, it's probably my dad, just because it just goes into so many other questions. Like it's never just that. It's never just that.
No,
Like,
like the one thing that I like probably learned the most from college basketball was how to do small talk really well. And when you knew small talk was about to go into a 30, 45-minute conversation and how to steer away from it. So you're getting some good practice. Although, with the pandemic and everything, you haven't been seeing too many people. So you're going to get maybe a rude awakening when like fans can really come up and ask you all the questions.
bro, I swear I was just about to say it. I was like, yo, we had the pandemic last year. I
Yeah.
saw maybe 4 fans all year. But since the summer, since I've gotten back in like late June, it's definitely picked up. So I have not learned this. I'm learning the small talk, how to keep it and not get into the long 30-minute questions. I got caught on I don't, because maybe I don't want the guys who've been tired to be listening, like if they're listening, me to call them out. But I've been caught on some places where it's very, very hard to escape.
Oh yeah.
So just to keep it brief, yeah.
Yeah. You got to
very
use
hard
that.
to escape.
You got to use that as an opportunity to like learn and like how to talk to people and certain different personalities, how to escape those things, and while still being nice. Like I'm telling you, it's like the greatest thing, like the most like, unexpected perk that I ever would have guessed of college basketball. So, but
for sure, that's a skill I'm going to have to learn. And it's weird because my dad, he was always good at that. And I would be mad at him for being good at it. I'd be like, yo, he just like they were trying to tell you just took a photo and left or something like that. But now I understand.
That was the same with my mom. She could talk and like find someone's life story and like just talk to them for 45 minutes. I'm like, Mom, I want to go home. What are we doing? You're my driver. Let's go. But it's invaluable. So it's good. It's good to learn.
Yeah, I see.
But on to that point. Well, actually, you know what? I saw this. Did you watch the Spider-Man extended trailer? What was that? I saw you excited. I'm excited.
First of all, I've been waiting for this trailer since June 1st when it was first reported that they were going to release it on Tom Holland's birthday. So I've been waiting all summer for that trailer. And I hate to admit it. So when they dropped the leak trailer, I'm in Mexico on vacation, and I see like it was trending in Mexico because my location switched. Spider-Man No Way Home. So I see that, I'm like, yo, this is like, what's going on here? I was like, maybe some more news leak, but if it's trending #1 in Mexico, there's a trailer dropped, right? So then I hear it's a leaked trailer. And I was like, yo, if they don't drop it by tomorrow, I'm not going to watch it. But if they don't drop it by tomorrow, I have no choice. Like, they can't do that to me. So, so I was really trying, but I'm in a group chat with all my other nerd friends. And they're talking about, yo, I just want, like, it's crazy, like stuff like this. So I gave in. And like, I remember I was going like 10 seconds to like 20 seconds, like trying to stop. I was like, yo, I'm not going to watch anymore, because usually in a trailer like this, they reveal the good stuff at the end. Yeah. But I gave in, and I kind of like watched it quick, so I really couldn't capture anything. And then as soon as it dropped, I was on the plane, like officially dropped the next day, I was on the plane. And then like I was so hurt because I had Wi-Fi on the plane, but I couldn't really watch the trailer. Like, it's like it's just Wi-Fi. It's not really like, yeah. So it was a lot. But talking about the actual trailer, I'm super excited. I feel like this is the first time we're ever going to get a Sinister Six live action. That's something like I've been dying to see, like ever since I've been in the Universal Studio Spider-Man ride in Orlando, and seeing that's what they had. That's the most Sinister Six I've ever seen, and it's like the perfect. Like, obviously, I remember most of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. It came out after the first. It came out 2002. I was born 2001, but that was the first Spider-Man I've ever really watched. And then the Andrew Garfield, where I was in sixth grade when the first one dropped, and like eighth grade when the second one dropped, and like that was really like my Spider-Man, because that was my age. And then I get the Peter Parker with Tom Holland, like I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Regardless, like I also love Marvel and DC, but it's just been great.
Number one.
I love Batman. I love Batman.
Really?
I love Batman. See, Spider-Man is easily top 3. I'm debating with Black Panther and Spider-Man at 2, but I think Spider-Man has Black Panther until we get more movies, because like we haven't seen that much of Black Panther. But he's already he slid into the top 3. So it goes Batman, Spider-Man, Black Panther. But I love Batman. I love Bruce Wayne, and like I loved every Batman movie, even the Ben Affleck that people hated. I actually liked it a lot.
Really?
Like I liked it because it was a dark Batman. Like I get a Batman branding dudes with like a hot like it reminded me a lot of the Dark Knight comic book Batman. So, but yeah, back to Spider-Man. I'm excited. Obviously, if nobody's seen the trailer, I guess turn off. I'm about to spoil something. But yeah, because when I saw that pumpkin grenade at the end, and then Doc Ock, it's great.
Did you ever now you just talk about Batman, this reminded me of what I grew up on, Penguin, like the villains back in the day compared to now. Like I had Joker, like Jack Nicklaus Joker, and I think even Jim Carrey Joker, and Danny DeVito Penguin. Like, did you ever see the Penguin? Danny DeVito play the Penguin, the villain in the Batman movie?
Yes, and I was scared.
Terrifying for a kid.
I was young when I seen that, and he's terrified me. Like the only one I wasn't afraid of was Carrey. I think he was the Riddler, right? Was he the
Riddler? Yeah, Riddler.
Yeah, and he was pretty funny. And Nicholson, by the time I watched the one with Nicholson, I've seen the Heath Ledger. So that one was Heath Ledger had him be in terms of scary and stuff like that. But the Penguin, that Danny DeVito, right?
Yeah.
He was terrified. He's
terrifying. I mean, like a little kid, and like just like the face and the teeth, it was too much.
But he was like, and the stuff that he was doing in there too. Like I was like, he was just scarring me. I had a crush on Poison Ivy, but
there you go. So you've seen it all, man. You know it all.
Yeah, I try. Like since I'm a fan, I'm a fan. I'm not as we say about like here, my dad says 4 feet in. I'm 4 feet in with it for sure. So yeah.
That's good. Oh, I love it. We'll take a little bit of a left turn, and we'll finish off with this last question. I asked everybody, all the alum, so it's usually 4 years of experience at Michigan and guys who carry lessons with them, and you've had 1 year. So I'm interested, from your perspective, what is one thing that you've learned with your time at Michigan that you'll carry over the most into your sophomore year?
There's so many lessons. That's another great question. I'll try to break it. I'll try to break it in like maybe 2 or 3 in terms of one with takeaway from school, like with the fans and basketball. So school, it's hard because now my whole learning dynamic, I had to change it going into freshman year with Zoom, and now I have to change it again back to in-person classes. So, but it's definitely given me a great foundation in terms of what I need to do. Like the maturity aspect of from high school to college, it's been something like, it's just knowing how big of a university I'm in and stuff like that, and making sure that I carry the lessons I learned from last year into this year, and like the habits I built and stuff like that. Cause I don't want any fall off, and I try to apply however I do everything in life in terms of basketball. We don't want any fall off from last year. As a team, we had a good academic year last year, so we don't want any fall off there. And in terms of the university, I'd probably say the fans. Like when we were at March Madness, that was the first time we really had fans. We were able to have friends and family after the Rutgers. I want to say the Rutgers game was our first game. We were able to have friends and family, or the Northwestern game. But other than that, we didn't have fans. So when we were at March Madness, every game was a home game. Just make it short. Every game was a home game in terms of we had we outbeat the crazy LSU fans. We beat out the crazy Ohio State fans, and there's a lot of Ohio State fans too. Like when we played them in the Big Ten tournament,
They travel,
and
yeah.
just the fact when we were like walking out and we were able for the first time all season, like it shook me because high school there's not that many fans, and like now we're just running to the locker room and it's like 25% capacity, and I'm like hearing the roars for us. It's like even like I remember when I scored, I heard some like that was the first time. Like it just really shows you how big we are, and it kind of relates to my first answer. It's just like how much I'm a part of something big, and that's like it's really cool to see it. And like alumni like you, like I watched you guys, and now it's like I'm doing a podcast with you, so like it's weird. It's definitely shows how special it is. And lastly with basketball, it's just play your game and have fun doing it, because we had fun doing it last year. We really did. It was therapeutic for us with not being able to see everybody and not being able to see our families, and playing on Christmas Day and during the countdown of New Year's Eve on the plane right before we're about to take off from Maryland. And it was really cool to see how you didn't always have to be serious, but we were when it mattered. And it was just how much like we all meant to each other, because we were all super, like we needed each other. We needed each other more than everything. Like those three other guys, Terrence, Zeb, and Hunter, where I stayed with, and we all lived in the same apartment last year. Like I feel like we're all going to be close, or at least like good friends for the rest of our lives. And same with the rest of the organization. Like it's like we won't forget that, especially because the circumstances we played in, us winning, and we beat the odds, because we were not sure we were going to play at one point. So just that, yeah.
No, I love it, man. That was the most extensive answer I've had for that, and I appreciate it. It's been so fun interviewing you and talking to you, and I hope we can do it again sometime during the season. Get
of course
mid-season recap or end of season or something. Just talk to you even more, man. This was, I didn't know how long this was going. We were going. This is like it was like an easy hour. So this has been fun. I really appreciate it, and we'll get you back on for sure.
I appreciate it. I'm excited. I'm already excited to get back on. Somewhere like in January or December when it's like full mist.
Oh yeah.
deep into the trenches for sure.
Yeah. You got me hyped for it. It'll be good. But I appreciate you, man. Good luck with everything, and take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon.